Morning, everybody. Texas Redleg here. As promised, I wanted to start doing some more videos on the topic of risk awareness, risk management, situational awareness, etc. with the situation we find our country in, and quite frankly, the same situation that most of the world seems to be in. It's important that we recognize risks, and if we choose to participate in society, if we choose to mingle or go out to shop or go to different things, events, etc., we have to, one, know the risks involved, and we have to, two, be in a position where we can manage such risks. But if we want to go out and participate, like I said, some people just hole up in their home, and that's fine with me if that's what they want to do, but I'm trying to be out there living, as I hope most of you are. But in order to, there's a whole lot that goes into risk management, risk awareness, situational awareness. It all kind of ties back to one thing, and the most important weapon that you have against being a victim to any type of risk is this right here. It's not weapons, it's not trinkets, it's not gadgets, it's using your brain and changing the way that you think. Because a lot of people, bless their hearts, they mean so well. They want to see the good in everything and everybody. And I guess personally, that's a choice you have to make. I come from a different background. I spent a little time in law enforcement, as many of you know, in the military. And I was operated in an undercover role for a good portion of that time in the narcotics world. And so I've seen the lowest of the low and the worst of the worst. And I think a lot of us, especially military people and police officers, we've seen things that a lot of people don't get to see and experience. So it gives us a little bit of a different perspective when it comes to the risks out there and the people that, create a lot of those risks for other people, innocent people. And so it's important that you change your mindset to understand that, look, there's a lot of bad actors out here, and there's a lot of people that do care nothing about doing the right thing. All they care about is lining their pockets full of cash, and they will hurt, anybody, steal from anybody, including their own family, if necessary, to accomplish that goal. So, again, in order to manage risk properly, you got to use your brain. And there's so much that goes into it. There's all types of risks. There's natural risk, there's weather events, there's health crises, COVID, for example, or a big flu outbreak, what's going on now. There's just a lot of risks out there that are, and of course, we all know that COVID wasn't, natural, but we know that it was developed as a weapon, so I mean, if that gets me, canceled or whatever, that's fine, but the truth is the truth. And I think, again, using your brain to manage risk, is all about the truth. You got to be able to call a spade a spade. And so, again, you've got natural risks out there. You've got, health crises. You've got weather events, fires, etc. There's all sorts of things that go into creating risk naturally, And then you've got man-made risks. You've got criminals out there that may be flying solo, or may be in a gang or some kind of syndicate, or a group of conspirators that go out and commit crimes to better their financial position, and take from those that work hard and that are easy victims, it seems like. So you've got criminals, you've got, of course, war. That's a hot topic today. There always seems to be a never-ending conflict somewhere in the world all the time. So, that coupled with the financial situation and the Great Reset and all that, if you will, there's a lot of man-made risks out there. So natural, I would just break it into two categories: natural risk and man-made risk. And, you should approach them the same, with the same mindset, as far as being prepared to manage such risks, again, if you want to go out and participate in society. And so I'm going to do several, videos on this topic, but again, I have a lot of, firearms and whatnot, and I have a lot of blades and whatnot, and many of you do too. And, that's great. And it's a key element of, managing risk, from a defensive perspective. But this, again, is the number one tool with regards to managing risk. And, again, I'm going to break this into several videos. This one here is going to be just pretty short and just sort of, again, outline, putting yourself in an advantageous position, whatever it might be. And again, you have to change the way you think about society. Society as a whole, there's a lot of bad, and there's a lot of actors or players that are participating in that realm that don't care about children, they don't care about women, they don't care about anything but lining their own pockets, and it's greed. Okay, the same goes with the way they traffic drugs into the country, and again, the human smuggling element. So let's just take, for example, if I want to go to the store, which is about 3 miles away, I'm going to drive a vehicle. Well, I'm going to obviously, get myself together, check the weather, what's going on for the day outside. I'm going to, get dressed. I'm going to make sure that I've got my firearm with me. And, again, I'm going just up the road, but anything can happen. You don't always get to choose the time and place for your incident, and it's going to pick you. These people that, were in that supermarket in Buffalo about 6 months ago shopping for groceries, did you think that they believe that they could have been shot up in a grocery store that day and killed? No. So again, if you want to participate in society, there's things that you need to do to protect yourself and your family. And again, using your brain in the terms of, one, how you drive there, where do you go, what's your route? Two, where are you going to park? Are you going to park up close where somebody can ambush you? Or are you going to, or jump you, or steal your groceries? Or are you going to park in a sort of well-lit area, or an area that's not so congested, where you can make a move this way or that way? Are you armed? Think about those things, okay? And they're very little things, but once you start managing your risk in your brain, with everything that you do, it'll just come natural to you. But you have to stop and breathe, and you have to think, if I were a criminal, what would I do here? They want easy, open targets where they can hit and run and go. They don't always, they're not always smart, but there are some smart criminals out there. So everything from, again, how you're going to drive there, or how you're going to get somewhere. Maybe you're getting in an Uber, maybe some kind of ride share. Maybe somebody's picking you up. I mean, you just have to sort of pay attention, and don't be in your phone. You have to keep a clear mind. And once you master this ability to think through situations and pay attention to people's mannerisms, there's a lot of things that you can do that will, this will enable you to defend yourself, and one, avoid terrible situations, and two, be able to react positively if something goes down. And everybody's got to make a decision sometimes if they're put in a particular situation, fight or flight. And I would always leave myself a way out if I can. So there's just a lot of things that go into risk management, risk awareness, risk assessment. There's tons of it out there. And so I'm going to be doing a series of videos again, just to sort of help people think through situations that they might be, get caught in eventually somewhere down the road. I'm sure everybody's got a story they could share, but I'm hoping that this series will sort of, capture people's attention and make sure that they are doing the right things to protect themselves. So with that, everybody have a great week. Keep prepping, stack it deep, and long live the Republic.